Worx on the homeowner's best friend.
When you're designing a nightscape, how often does summertime night use come into factoring in the design?
All the time. Every single application, pretty much, we address. Obviously people use their outdoor living spaces in the comfortable months the most, but like we're talking about, people who don't have pools, they still want to get out at night and get a little bit of outdoor time. And so we are always trying to accommodate how they're going to be using that space, what they're going to be doing. There's functional lighting, there's aesthetically pleasing lighting, there's applications where we just light an area so they can use it. They set up maybe a patio where they have misting, but they want to spend time during that evening, and we'll light around it or by it so that it becomes more usable when it's dark out, and they can take advantage of that during the summer and still get to enjoy that backyard a little bit.
And so there's a number of different, you kind of hit on it. There's aesthetic lighting, there's functional lighting, there's security lighting,
right?
All the different elements. How, let's talk function first. When you're talking about lighting a space that might be misted and you've got, I don't know, a horseshoe set or cornholes, probably more common in the backyard, or, some place for the kids to play.
Right. We try to blend, we try to blend the type of lighting we do with also lighting that people might want to have, say, like a space where they have the ability to have a floodlight that might flood an area. That's not something we normally install for them, but we'll make suggestions along those lines. We also look for things like walls, trellises, things where you can place lighting that we do and still highlight an area. We've done bocce ball courts, we've done horseshoe pits, and putting greens are big here. People still like to use those in the summer, especially if they're an avid golfer. So we'll find ways, and there are now products that are specifically designed to highlight putting greens that are in the low voltage arena that we operate in. And so, there's all those types of consideration for the functionality of what they're going to be doing that goes into it. So we have a pretty good array of solutions.
And a good night light system shouldn't be obvious during the day. It shouldn't be something you're tripping over, you see it's an eyesore.
Right.
It's blended into the design.
Yes. Aesthetically pleasing is always important. And, our motto has always been, we don't want people to look at your lights during the day and go, oh, wow, that's a really nice lighting fixture. we want them to be there at night and say, wow, you have a great lighting job. And so we're not trying to make during the day the actual fixtures and locations of them the topic of a conversation. We want it to be, hey, you got a great lighting job, and couldn't even tell you had lights there, or didn't know what you had until we came at night and saw it. So that's always important. Although all that said, that is a little bit more difficult when you're trying to do functional lighting, because there's not always ways to hide things when you're talking about directly making it a functional use thing in the evening.
Like you said, you're trying to illuminate a bocce ball court or a horseshoe pit or a horse arena.
Right.
Those, you kind of got to get those lights up.
Right. And so they're usually more exposed. And so you want things that are aesthetically pleasing, not clunky, not, especially in homes. You want things that don't look too industrious. You're looking for things that look like they belong in that environment. And so that's, the things that we can help people with.
And the options and functionality in lighting is almost like going through a paint deck. There's so many different colors of white. Well, with the types of lights, it's not just halogens, and you get incandescents and LEDs, and with the technology adoption of automation and timers and dimmers and colors. I mean, you can have, what you can do with your light, you could have a different theme phase almost every night.
Oh yeah, you could. And one of the things, like what we were just talking about, a lot of times the every night type of lighting that we would talk about, where it's something you have on every single night, whereas some of your functional lighting you might not have on. Because a lot of times people want to look at their backyard. They don't want to see, say, their horseshoe pit flooded with light every night. They just want to be able to get those lights on when they're going to use that particular, item. And so there's also color ranges of lighting that you might use for that. The everyday type lighting, typically now, especially with LEDs, we're operating the 2700 Kelvin, which is kind of a warm white look. The thing you have to be careful of is a lot of the retail places, it's not well recognized what the temperature of the light, the Kelvin measurement, is not always posted on the packaging. So you'll see people buy the wrong ones and it'll be too bright white, look more like an operating room, that kind of thing, rather than that warm white color. And so we have to help them with that as well.
Rosie on the house, every Arizona